a minute.
Yeah.
I know. We did we need to move it. She's nice. 7:16 and what's ending? Where's it going?
Yeah, but what's the end game on that?
What Donna's vision? She's like, yeah, I tried to ask her, she doesn't want to tell me. They would never talk. Like, Denise asked me about this real
Oh, I know.
Tell me.
I know.
So they created intimate company. And I just was
That whole, that real page, pie, that just rubs it the wrong way.
what that person's,
Right, I mean, the new part,
you know, yeah.
that's what we do.
You're on your way. Come on in. All right, everybody.
Good morning, everyone. I want to thank you all for being here. As I have said time and again, as our state's chief law enforcement officer and as a parent of 2 young kids, ensuring the safety and well-being of our children is my top priority. And in today's digital age, keeping kids safe doesn't just mean protecting them from harm at their homes or school or neighborhoods. It also means protecting them online, on the apps that they all too often spend hours and hours on each day. So today, my office became the first state in the nation to sue Discord in state court for misleading and deceiving kids and parents about the safety of their app, and as a result, leaving children vulnerable to harassment, abuse, and sexual exploitation by predators who lurk on their platform. As we allege in the complaint, Discord has violated the New Jersey Consumer Fraud Act by misrepresenting the effectiveness of its platform's protections and the enforcement of its safety policies, including its minimum age requirement. Some of you in this room may not be familiar with Discord. I'd venture to guess many of you may not be familiar with Discord. That's because it's not designed for you. It's an app designed for young users. It was first released in 2015 as an app that allowed gamers, primarily children and teens, to talk with friends while playing online games together. Since then, Discord has grown into one of the most popular voice, video, and text communication apps in the world, with more than 200 million users, many of whom are under the age of 18. Kids use Discord to communicate on public and private channels, which are known as servers, that any user can create. As you might imagine, there are millions of Discord servers dedicated to every topic under the sun, from Minecraft and Roblox to Taylor Swift and Pokemon. On its face, the Discord app and servers it hosts appeal to children and parents alike. After all, we want our kids to have fun, we want them to learn, we want them to connect with their friends. But Discord also appeals to online predators who use the app to sexually exploit children. And it appeals to other malicious actors who expose children to content that promotes violence and hate. Discord has been at the center of numerous criminal cases involving predators that were found to have used the app to engage in sexual grooming, extortion, and exploitation. Here in New Jersey, the Division of Criminal Justice in my department has prosecuted several cases where defendants allegedly used Discord to prey on children and engage victims in sexually explicit conversations as a means of obtaining child sexual abuse material. Multiple reports have also described Discord as a breeding ground for hate and extremism, a space where violent attacks are planned and promoted. The organizers of the 2017 Unite the Right rally in Charlottesville, Virginia, used Discord to plan their hateful activities. In May of 2022, the perpetrator of a deadly, racially motivated mass shooting in Buffalo, New York, which claimed the lives of 10 beautiful souls doing something so basic as going to the supermarket, was reported to have used Discord to plan and publicize his attack. After the Buffalo shooting, my office launched an investigation to determine whether Discord was violating consumer protection laws by failing to moderate harmful content. Once my team got a look under the hood of Discord's app, it became clear that acts of violence that Discord enables and the harms that children suffer on their app stem in part from porous security features that Discord knows do not work as promised. Discord holds itself out to be a company that cares about safety. They've engaged in an extensive PR campaign to that effect. But for years, it has been deceiving young users and their parents about the design and effectiveness of its app's safety features. By default, Discord allows users to receive private direct messages from quote-unquote friends and anyone with whom they share a server. And just to be clear, some servers have over 1 million people. So raise your hand if you have over 1 million friends. Discord also defaults all users, regardless of their age, to be able to receive friend requests from anyone on the app, even people who they don't know. In other words, there's very little to prevent kids from connecting with and receiving message from complete strangers on their platform. This includes strangers who are adults pretending to be kids, something that should be a red flag for every parent. Discord claimed that it employed a, quote, safe direct messaging feature on its app, which was designed, it said, to keep users safe by automatically scanning and deleting all private messages that contain sexually or other explicit media content. But the truth is, Discord's app was not capable of doing that, and the company knew it. Turns out that the so-called safe direct messaging wasn't safe at all. Instead, even with safe direct messaging enabled, young users could receive child sexual abuse material on Discord. They could receive videos depicting violence and terror, They could receive messages from online predators intending to sexually exploit them. What's more, Discord claims to prohibit children under the age of 13 on its platform, but it barely enforces its own rule. All a child has to do to access the app is just say they're 13. Discord will take any 8-year-old's word for it. Take an 8-year-old's word at face value, potentially exposing a second grader to all kinds of explicit and horrific material. So taken together, Discord's settings and their misrepresentations about the effectiveness of the app's safety features, as well as its age gating mechanism, make it alarmingly easy for predators and other malicious actors to target children on the app. There are very few roadblocks between a child under the age of 10 accessing Discord and being groomed in a private chat or coerced to engage in self-harm. It's horrifying, it's sickening, and it's especially horrifying and sickening given that Discord's users in New Jersey exchange billions of direct messages on the app every year. Billions of messages every year. For Discord to have lied to parents across our state about the protections it supposedly put in place to protect our kids is appalling. And trust me, I know from experience that raising kids in the digital age is not an easy task. The online applications that connect our children to the world also connect the world to our children. The internet can be a scary place, and there's no shortage of threats our children face when they access it. That's why parents rely so heavily on the assurances online applications make about how their platforms are designed to keep children safe. We make informed decisions based on these representations. And we know that when companies like Discord mislead the public about the safety of their app, the results can be devastating and even deadly. I'm horrified by every story I read about a child or a teenager who was groomed or sexually exploited by a predator who made contact with them on Discord. And I'm horrified by every news report about Discord being used as a tool for violence. But I'm equally horrified by Discord as a company's dishonesty. It tells parents that their app is designed to protect children from harm, knowing full well that's simply not the case. Discord knows their safety features do not work as promised. They know that many, many children under the age of 13 are using their platform as we speak. And they know the devastating harm that has been done by malicious people who have used their app to victimize children and promote violence. Discord's deceit and indifference in the face of the atrocities that have been carried out using their platform is appalling. It shocks the conscience. And I know I speak for every parent in our state when I say that raising kids today can be scary. The threats our kids face online are simply unlike we've ever experienced. They're vastly different from the threats we grew up with. And they fueled a youth mental health crisis that is nothing short of an epidemic. Every parent worries about their kids. We worry when they wake up, we worry when they go to sleep. I just got off the phone with my wife. My daughter was going to the doctor. I'm worried about her as I stand here. And too often, parents feel helpless as rich and powerful corporations find new ways to put harmful content literally directly into our kids' hands, callously placing their own profits ahead of the safety and well-being of our children. I hear these fears from parents, not only through the work we do here, but as a parent myself, as a dad, on the sidelines of soccer games, at PTA gatherings, at the bus stop, at school assemblies. It is the number one topic parents discuss today. In fact, I first learned about the dangers of Discord talking to a friend of mine in town whose 10-year-old son, 10 years old, remember, you're not supposed to be on the platform if you're under 13, 10-year-old son got on Discord without him knowing and saw some pretty horrific content. And I remember talking to him, and there was a sense of fear and helplessness, and he wasn't talking to me as the Attorney General. Excuse me. He was talking to me as a dad. And he just asked me if there's anything we can do to stop this. And I want you to know, as the Attorney General, now speaking as the Attorney General, not as a dad, or both, today we're saying emphatically yes, there is something we can do. This lawsuit today that we are filing, the first of its kind in the nation, holds Discord accountable for its deception. We want them to be honest with parents and kids, and we're going to make them pay for the harms they've caused to the maximum extent allowable under the law. The lawsuit builds on the landmark cases we've already filed and led nationally against Meta and TikTok for the harms they're causing to our kids. And it delivers a clear message. If you harm our kids, if you put profits ahead of their safety and well-being, if you lie to parents, New Jersey is going to come after you. We're going to hold you accountable. We're going to make you pay, no matter how big, no matter how powerful, no matter how much PR you spin. It's now my honor in a moment to turn the podium over to the Director of the Division of Consumer Affairs, Carrie Fayes. Before I do, I want to thank the extensive team, many of whom are standing next to me and behind me, who worked on this case for several years. Kashav Chan from the Division of Law, Director Mike Walters, Thomas Wynn, Mandy Wang, Ethan Rubin, Catherine Riley, Jeremy Hollander, Greg Turner, Aziza Salikova, from both the Division of Law and the Division of Consumer Affairs, who did extraordinary work. I also want to commend Chief Counsel Daniela Noguera and Senior Counsel Aaron Heyer, who also worked tirelessly on this complaint. And look, I'm in my 4th year in office. When I took office a little over 3 years ago, this was a top priority because I was, even with a 2 or a 3-year-old, I was already horrified by the risks our kids face. And I have to give Daniela and Carrie a tremendous amount of credit for building cases, as well as our Division of Law attorneys, and being tireless. These cases are hard. You're suing some of the biggest companies in the world, companies that have deliberately chosen to put profits ahead of our kids' safety. They've got a ton of lawyers. They've got a PR spin machine. And you're looking at the army we have. And they have been fearless, and they have never settled or just accepted when a company couldn't provide answers to our questions or couldn't produce evidence that shows that they actually were keeping our kids safe. And we are now in a position to lead nationally some of the most consequential lawsuits ever filed on behalf of a state or on behalf of anyone to protect kids. And I'm extraordinarily proud of it, and it is my honor now to turn the podium over to Director of the Division of Consumer Affairs, Carrie Fayes.
Thank you, General Platkin. I'm honored to join you today in standing up for the rights of children, parents, and consumers. Like the Attorney General, I'm a parent who understands just how difficult it is to keep your kids safe when they go online. We all know the stakes are high. Children are being exploited and abused on the internet. It's a tragedy. It's horrific. And Discord is making it worse. Discord created an application designed to draw children in, and then it deliberately misled parents about its commitment to keeping their kids safe. Safe from graphically violent content, safe from sexually explicit materials, and safe from online predators. To the many people out there who relied on Discord's representations about its safety features, you've been deceived. And that's why we're suing Discord for violating New Jersey's Consumer Fraud Act. Discord's designed so that anyone can have direct, private communications with a user, including a child, with just a few clicks. By default, anyone can request to friend a child, and once they are friends, they can send that child private direct messages. Anyone in the same online community as a child can also send them direct private messages, even without friending them. And these communities are often open. Even Discord's student hubs that are supposed to be school-specific and designed so that kids can chat with other kids from their school may be open to any predator that is interested in having direct, unsupervised access to a group of school children online. Discord created an online environment where children were easy targets, but promised them and their parents that it had tools in place to protect them. The most critical tool was its direct, safe Safe Direct Messaging feature. Discord said Safe Direct Messaging would scan direct messages and delete those with explicit content. But Discord knew that wasn't true. Discord knew that this feature would still allow predators to bombard children with images of graphic violence and sexually explicit content, that it left children vulnerable to sexploitation and other forms of coercion. Discord also claimed that its app was a safe place for teens and that it had a zero-tolerance policy for anyone who endangers or exploits a child. But again, Discord knew that wasn't true. It relies on untrained Discord users, who might be children themselves, to volunteer to moderate its servers. And because Discord's design allowed banned users to simply re-engage using a new, easily created account, its promise to ban child predators was meaningless. New Jersey law is clear. Companies can't lie to consumers. They can't conceal critical information, and they can't make false representations about their practices. It is unacceptable in the tech industry, just as it was with tobacco and opioids, for companies to deceive vulnerable people with misleading representations. I thank Attorney General Platkin and his Chief Counsel, Daniela Noguera, for their national leadership on this and other issues of tech accountability. Discord's unconscionable conduct has left children exposed to unimaginable pain and trauma. And Discord's misrepresentations prevent children and their parents from making informed decisions about online safety. Today, we are acting to put a stop to Discord's violation of New Jersey law and hold it accountable for the harm that it's caused. And let this be a clear message to tech companies everywhere. New Jersey will not allow you to boost your user base by deceiving and endangering the people of this state, especially our children. Thank you.
Thanks, Director. Happy to take a few questions.
You said you had a couple of cases here in New Jersey. What did they involve? Was it like was there a stranger getting into a hub? What can you describe one?
Yeah, we can provide some of they're in the complaint. Some of and that's not an exhaustive list.
Which one was the most striking and that stood
Well, look, just 2 days ago or 3 days ago, they arrested a kidnapper in California who lured a 10-year-old girl on the app. We've seen, as I mentioned, cases involving somebody pretending to be a child sharing sexually explicit material or obtaining that material that then God knows where it goes. This is at a time we just had another. First Assistant Lindsay Rotolo is here. We were just standing up a couple of weeks ago talking about a 70% increase in cases we've charged involving child sexual abuse material. Look, the internet is a really powerful tool. Our phones are powerful tools. There's also dangers. And companies that put products out like Discord that say they're safe need to follow through. Otherwise, you get cases like the ones you just asked about. Any other?
off topic?
Sure.
Anything new on the Alina Halva investigation? What's going on with that?
You'd have to ask her. Look,
Have you been contacted or talked to?
again, she still has not wanted to speak, which is the first for me. I have worked with U.S. attorneys for the last 7 years across both first Trump administration, second Trump administration, and I think for the last 15 years I've had a close personal relationship with every U.S. attorney in the state, not partisan. Our work, law enforcement's work is not partisan, should never be partisan. There are real law enforcement impacts, the Department of Justice not wanting to work with the state and local law enforcement, which is having an impact. It's having an impact as we speak on a particular case, and I hope that changes. But now look, we were here last week announcing one of the largest mob RICO cases brought by the state of New Jersey in years. We're here today bringing one of the most consequential cases brought against the tech industry for the harms they're causing our kids. We've taken on gun violence. We've tackled the opioid industry. I'll put my record up. against any tweet. The way you protect people in our state is not doing TV interviews. It's not tweeting. It's rolling up your sleeves, digging in, and holding people accountable. If you're a human trafficker, if you're a tech company that is abusing people in our state, if you're pulling a trigger and hurting, shooting people, I don't care who you are. That's what public safety is, and that's what my focus is. Anybody else? Well, thank you all for being here, and I want to thank this amazing team for their tireless work on this case and on so many others. Thank you.